Hello everyone, today we will present to you facility offered by Offshore Financial Center. Offshore Financial Center defined as the authority that allows non-residents to use their financial service on a scale of excessive compared to the size and the financing of domestic economies. Okay, now we go to facility offered by Offshore Financial Center. Firstly, offshore saving and current account, then forex services, and then offshore investment. Offshore Financial Center saving account is to open an offshore saving account did not require $1 million of money. Some saving account accept as little as $1. Offshore Financial Center current account is the currency offered are usually in foreign or major currency like dollar, euro or sterling, where depositor can withdraw money with this currency for free. Okay, now we go to the forex service. Converting money for a property like house purchase in a foreign currency and moving to foreign country with the need to exchange money. And lastly, offshore investment. The services offered including instruments such as structured note and structured deposit. Thank you for your time. Hope you guys enjoy.
Hello, welcome back to our International Banking Talk Show. Today we have three awesome panels with us to discuss about the benefits of offshore banking facilities. Before we start, let me introduce you to our panel. First, we have WARDINA NABILA.
Hello everyone.
Next is ALYAFATINI.
Hi.
And lastly, we have AMIRUDDIN.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for coming to our show today. Today we are going to discuss about the benefit of offshore banking facility. Okay, there's a lot of people out there that's not aware about these facilities offered by offshore banking. Some of people are scared to use these kind of facilities because they are not having enough information about it, and there's also not a lot of exposure about these kind of facilities out there. So, WARDINA NABILA, can you share with us one benefit of using these facilities offered by offshore banking?
There are many facilities offered by offshore. One of it is forex service. This is converting money for a property such as house purchase in a foreign currency, making regular payment in foreign currency such as paying monthly school fee in a different currency to which a person receives his or her income, moving to a foreign country with the need to exchange money currency, then making a foreign currency payment at a specific time in the future. Another one, managing the client overall foreign currency exposure. And lastly, forward contract and spot transaction.
Thank you, WARDINA NABILA, for sharing with us. It is an interesting information to be shared with us today. Thank you. Okay, ALYAFATINI, as we all know that the offshore banking is always getting a bad perception from people out there. People always relate the offshore banking with something illegal, such as money laundering. So can you tell us what are the advantages of using these facilities offered by offshore banking?
The reasons that investors move their bank account to offshore is to take the advantage of the tax benefit. In some nations, tax rates are extremely favorable to investors. Offshore countries understand that this is a resourceful way to attract wealth, resulting in a win-win situation for the country and also for the foreign investor. As long as the investor do not participate in the local trade or make their money within the country, their assets are often not subject to the local tax laws. That might mean a reduction in income tax, corporate tax, capital gain tax, or property tax, among others. While tax incentives are not the only reason to bank offshores, they are definitely an advantage. Therefore, keep in mind that tax benefits vary from one country to the next, and not all jurisdictions offer the same incentive to the foreign investors.
Okay, thank you ALYAFATINI for sharing with us. I guess after listening to this, you all must be interested, right, to use this kind of facility? Because I am interested. Okay, AMIRUDDIN, offshore banking also offer an investment facility, right? So can you tell us what are the benefits of using these investment facilities?
Advantage of OFC facilities for investment is tax advantages. Many countries offer tax incentive to foreign investors. The favorable tax rate is an offshore country are designed to promote a healthy investment environment that attract outside wealth. For a tiny country with very resources and a small population, attracting investor can dramatically increase economic activity. Simply put, offshore investment occur when offshore investor from a corporation in a foreign country. The corporation acts as a shield for the investor's account, shielding them from the higher tax burden that will be happen in their home country. Because the corporation does not engage in local operation, little or no tax is imposed on it. Many foreign companies also enjoy tax exempt status when they invest in US market.
Thank you, AMIRUDDIN. It is an interesting information for us. These information are really useful for people who might interested to use these investment facilities offered by offshore banking. I guess we are coming to the end of our show. I hope that today's show can help you all make up your mind up whether these facilities are good or not to you. Thank you for our panel for willingly to be with us today. It was a pleasure for me to have you guys here. Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.
While there are clearly many important advantages of banking offshores, one of the disadvantages could be a change to your banking costs. However, it is important to know that this is not universal. In some jurisdictions, the cost of offshore banking might actually be lower than what you are used domestically. However, it is always smart to compare costs and be aware of the fees that might arise. At the same time, consider whether your choice of an offshore bank has a minimum deposit requirement. Domestically, most individuals can establish a checking or saving account with less than $100. Lastly, when it comes to offshore banking, prepare for a much larger minimum deposit and check with your preferred bank early in the process to avoid any potential disappointment.
For me, the disadvantages of using these offshore banking facilities are because of the political and economic risks. The political and economic situation in every country usually changes by year. The jurisdictions often changes following to the political and economic situation of each country. The money in offshore banking will be in risk due to this situation. There is a chances that you might not be able to have a physical access or access to your account information, since anything could happen to your country offshore banking. My advice before using this kind of facilities, make sure how it operates, the jurisdictions, the rule and regulation abroad, because there is some offshore banking still not stable than others.
Review's evaluation of the forex market if attention was only paid to the advantage while ignoring the disadvantage. Next is leverage risk. Forex market provide the maximum leverage. The word leverage automatically implies risk, and the ratio of 20 to 30 times implies a lot of risk. Given that fact, that there are no limits to the amounts of movement that could happen in the forex market in a given day. It is possible that a person may lose all of their investment in a matter of minutes if they place highly leveraged bets. Novice investors are more prone to making such mistakes because they do not understand the amount of risk that leverage brings along.
The advantages of OFC facilities for investment is cost. Offshore accounts are not cheap to set up, depending on the individual investment goal and the authority they choose. An offshore corporation may need to be started, and they may mean steep legal fee and corporate or account registration fees. In some cases, investors are required to own property in the country in which they have an offshore account or operate a holding company. Furthermore, many offshore accounts require minimum investment of between 100,000 and 1 million. Businesses that make money facilitating offshore investment know that their offerings are in high demand by a very wealthy and they charge accordingly.